Cave number 5. Cave number 5 is one of the important rock cut caves at Ellora Buddhist cave complex. The front portion of the cave is not survived. The hall is a rectangular on plan supported by 24 pillars with a squarish bases and cushion capitals. There are in total 19 cells at the side walls of this cave and a center shrine at the back wall. Two platforms of a slightly elevated nature form something like a bench where probably books can be kept for reading. The presence of two long running benches parallel to each other meant for educational purposes. Similar arrangement of benches is also seen at cave number 11 of Kaneri, which has been referred to as a Mahavihara, that is the center of learning and education. On the basis of the presence of such unusual architecture pattern, it can be inferred that this cave might have been functioning for educational purposes. At the entrance, there is a shrine with a Buddha image. Cave number 6. The front portion of this cave has not survived in its complete sense, but there is still a hall or mandap with the cells on its north and south sides with the pillars of Kumbhavalli design and topped by the figures of Shardul. The door of the shrine is guarded by two bodhisattvas. The interesting thing about the attendant of one of the bodhisattvas is that it has the depiction of Vajra in his headdress, which is supposed to be only such a depiction of Ayudha Purush in this whole Buddhist cave group. The southern wall of the vestibule has a depiction of Buddhist goddess of Mahamayuri shown along with a peacock and considered as a Buddhist goddess of learning, and a male devotee who is shown reading a manuscript kept on a folding table. Goddess Tara is shown in front of this panel of Mahamayuri. Inside the center shrine is a seated Buddha, and on the other walls are shown some more images of seated Buddha, Bodhisattva, Padmapani, Jambhal and Maitreya. A group of kneeling devotees is shown on one of the walls of the sanctum. Cave number 7. It is an incomplete vihar with 12 cells in total and 4 pillars supporting the mandap or hall. Near the doorway at the niche is a depiction of Buddhist goddess Prajna Paramita, the Buddhist goddess of knowledge. Cave number 8. Cave number 8 is a shrine cum vihara, has a row of pillars which marks the vestibule separately. The main shrine has been provided with a circumambulatory passage or pradikshana path. A 4-armed Avalokiteshwar can be seen on the northern wall of the shrine, whereas Bodhisattvas and Tara are on the other walls. The adjoining south facing hall has a shrine with a Buddha, and other walls have Avalokiteshwar and Tara. A chamber can be seen on the floor of this chapel. Based on its similarities in plan to cave number 14, Ravan Ki Khai, this cave is datable to around 700 CE. Now, let us have a virtual journey of cave number 9. It is one of the important caves, the Buddhist cave complex at Ellora, and belongs to the late phase of excavation. The facade of this cave is very richly adorned with the sculptures of the Buddha and Bodhisattva topped by Chaitya arches containing Buddha images. Astamahabhaya Tara panel, that is Goddess Tara granting protection to her devotees from the 8 dangers, is an interesting and a rare panel here, the only such example in the western Deccan. She is also considered the goddess of navigation who was worshipped by traders, especially those engaged in overseas trade, to seek her blessings for safe travel. A row of pilasters divides the back walls into 3 compartments. The center one with a Buddha in a Dhammachakra Pravartan Mudra and Pralamba Padasana, and the other 2 have Bodhisattvas, of which one is identified as a Avalokiteshwar and the other as a Vajrapani. The images of Yakshini Hariti and Yaksha Panchi are depicted on the way from cave number 9 to cave number 10. The worship of Hariti and Panchi and their presence in these caves show how Buddhism was supported by local cults in the 7th century of the Common Era. It is interesting to see that even in the late 7th century, of the Common Era, Buddhists incorporated deities associated with the local and folk cults in the mainstream of Buddhism. The presence of Jambal in the Buddhist caves of Ellora strongly suggests that Buddhism was still patronized by the trading community. Let us have virtual journey of cave number 10, one of the most significant caves as well as imposing Buddhist structure at Ellora. It is the only Chaitya in the whole Buddhist caves at Ellora. It was also called Vishwakarma cave or Sutarka Jhopra or the carpenter's hut. It is considered to be the finest of all Buddhist caves at Ellora. The door gives way to courtyard which is surrounded on three sides by raised veranda. The courtyard on both sides have a shrine, one of which houses image of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshwar. At both ends of the veranda, too is a cell. Sculptures of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshwar and Buddhist goddess Tara are present. The pillars at the veranda have square bases and Ghatapallava motif. Plain brackets at the top corners of these pillars are shown attached and supporting the beams. The architrave projected from the beams depict a hunting scene in the space between two sets of moulding. The right side shrine at the veranda has the depiction of Buddha, Bodhisattvas such as Manjushri, Lokeshwar, goddesses such as Arya Saraswati, Mahamayuri, Maitreya, Tara and Bhrukuti at the wall of antechamber, whereas the shrine has in it an image of Lokeshwara. There are three doors to the Chaitya which is flanked by two cells. The center door is a more spacious as compared to the other two. The Chaitya is upside on plan with 30 pillars providing way for a circumambulation or pradakshina path of the central stupa. Two center pillars of the front row have high square bases and octagonal shafts in the middle and are topped by Ghata Pallav motif. Other pillars embellished with the bracket capitals are octagonal shafts with the flutings on the neck. A few unfinished floral medallions can be seen carved over the latter type of the pillar. The stupa is elaborate and innovative with a depiction of Buddha in a Pralamba Padasana and Dhammachakra Pravartan Mudra with Bodhisattvas and Vidyadharas. Above this is shown a Bodhi tree. The stupa seems to have undergone a lot of transformation. The drum or adhisthana of the stupa is elongated and tall. The under or dome, however, is a bit low. The hermica above has several projections which give it a stepped shape. The vaulted roof is supported by rock cut ribs and rafters emerging from the Naga bust, alternatively multi-hooded Naga with a folded hands and a single hooded Nagi with a garlands or flower. Below these are two friezes, the upper one showing Buddha while the lower one shows Ganas. A flight of stairs has been cut into the rock to reach the upper gallery. The balcony of this cave has an inscription which reads, "All things proceed from the cause, all cause has been declared by Tathagat, that is a Buddha, all things will cease to exist, that is that which is declared by the great Shramana, that is Buddha." Paleographically, this Buddha Creed, a statement of basic beliefs of Buddhism, has been dated to 10th century CE. One of the niches at the gallery has kudu or small Chaitya arches and amblak designs. The parapet wall has a depiction of Mithunas and dancing figures.